What's up guys, this is my iPhone 17 Pro and today I'm going to show you what's on it. Everything from the accessories to the wallpapers, my lock screen, home screen, as well as my favorite apps and widgets for productivity and fitness. And I'll give you my exact focus modes that I use to stay 40% more effective every day. You're probably watching this video because you want to dial in your own layout, so I'm also going to share with you the reasons why I have it set up the way I do so you can take that and apply it to your own iPhone. Now, before we get into the phone itself, the accessories you use are very important. This is the premium screen protector from TAC. This is the matte version, cuts down on glare and reflections. It's easier to clean, there's less fingerprints, and it just feels really good when I'm using my phone. And then I'm using the premium case also by TAC. This is in the diamond clear colorway. It's a millimeter thick, 19 grams for the Pro version, and it's just really minimalist and nice. If you're someone who wants to go caseless, but you're afraid of the scratches and the dings, then this would be a great option for you. For my wallet, I've been enjoying the Mini Wallet Pro. This is super thin. I love that I can carry it separately or also with my phone because it's MagSafe compatible. This carries up to 5 cards, although I prefer using 3 and then a tracking card as well. So this is a great option if you want to be as minimalist as possible. I finally upgraded to the Apple Watch Ultra 2. This is a great companion for the iPhone, setting reminders, getting notifications, sleep tracking, fitness. You guys know what they're used for, but way better battery life than any other Apple Watch I've had. And the black titanium is just mwah, chef's kiss. For smart ring, I'm using the Ultra Human Ring Air. It's titanium, also tracks my sleep and my fitness, as well as movement, vitals, stress, caffeine, and a bunch of other stuff too. We'll talk more about this in depth when we go into the app later in this video. For listening to audio, I've upgraded to the AirPods Pro 3. The noise canceling is insane. The transparency mode's insane. The audio quality is really good. I love listening to music or podcasts when I'm working out or just on the go. If I need to record audio, I love the Rode Wireless Micro. They're so simple, even your grandma could figure it out. You put the receiver into the USB-C port, throw the mic on, and you're ready to go. It's recording and syncing directly to your footage. If I need to film video, I've been using the Planck Crater SSD. This is 1 terabyte of storage. You can actually get a 2 terabyte version. Plugs into the bottom of your phone, handling 4K, 120 frames per second, ProRes RAW HQ, and OpenGate. And if you don't know what any of that means, then maybe don't worry about this. But this is a great option, especially if you don't want to pay an arm and a leg to get more storage in your iPhone. And finally, for charging, I love Apple's MagSafe charger inside a Grove-made walnut stand, so it just makes it really convenient to throw the iPhone on. If you're interested in any of these accessories, I've linked them all in the description. And if you want 10% off the screen protector, the case, or the wallet, you can use code AB10 at checkout. And thank you, TAC, for sponsoring this video. Alrighty, so starting with the lock screen, I actually have my action buttons still set to silent because I find I use that just more than anything else, but you guys have shared some great suggestions in the past. For the home button, there's an accessibility feature where you can press the button 3 times and it turns everything black and white. So when I find I'm distracted on my phone, I use that because everything's a little less interesting when it's not as colorful. For the date and time widget, I have my time extended down, which I think looks really clean with this new iOS 26 layout. The bottom left widget is the weather widget because I open my phone a lot just to see the weather and then get distracted with something else. So it's nice to have that right here so I can see it, not have to go into my phone. And on the bottom right, I have a battery indicator for my AirPods Pro 3 and my Ultra Human Ring Air, so I know when to charge them. Custom button number 1 is my flashlight, and then custom button number 2 is the camera. For the side menu, I don't think I've touched this since last year. Battery indicators, fitness, as well as my screen time, which some days is better than others. If you guys use this for anything particular or productive, let me know because I'd love to utilize this better. Control center, we have audio controls, screen mirroring, Shazam, voice recording, and calculator, brightness, volume, dark mode, which I keep on all the time because light mode users, I don't know what you guys are doing. Screen lock orientation, low power mode, which I don't use as often with the new battery, but if you need it, it's there. Screen recording, which I'm using to get this screen recording right now, as well as focus modes, which we'll talk more about at the end of this video. For the wallpapers, I'm rocking the Color Fusion Wallpaper Pack. Currently, I'm using this dark wavy pattern, which I think looks really good with iOS 26, but there are also 18 other designs you can pick from. I think my second favorite, if I had to pick, would be this super colorful gradient, or go with the baby blue just because it's minimal and looks really nice. Okay, so diving into the home screen, widget number 1 is Spotify. I personally think it's superior to Apple Music. We have lossless audio now, better personalized playlists, and we have Spotify Wrapped. So I don't know why in 2025 anyone would pick Apple Music over Spotify. App cluster number 1, settings, very important, camera, very important. Photomator is actually a photo editing app that Apple purchased, so the The UI feels very familiar. I love that you can create custom presets. For App Cluster 2, we have the App Store. I think I use this more than most people. I'm updating apps constantly. I'm also deleting and re-downloading Instagram, other social media apps because I will want to post there, but then delete it so I'm not distracted using it. For mail, I try to keep my inbox as clean as possible. I'm unsubscribing all the time. I think Apple Maps is superior. I love the UI. I love how it looks. I just think it's a great app. Widget number 2 is the Notes app. I am constantly in the Notes app. It's way less complicated than Notion. Thumbnail ideas, title ideas, business notes, things I want to purchase, everything is in my Notes app. And then the Weather app, I love getting some more detailed information as opposed to just the widget on the lock screen. I don't live in Iceland, but I love visiting there. For App Cluster number 3, I've got my Bible app. So we've got some sermons in here as well as some scripture. My daily study streak is 80 days for the longest, and I'm currently on a 39-day streak. Still haven't beat those 80 days. Maybe at some point I'll get there. We've also got the journaling app. I've been trying to be better at journaling. I think it's really healthy for reflection and for gratitude. Literally only done one. I'm trying to do better, so I'm keeping it there so it's a good reminder. ChatGPT, everyone probably has some type of AI assistant. I love using chat to help brainstorm ideas or to be a good sounding board, but I don't like using it to purely define my creativity. I absolutely love the calendar app. I have everything color coded so you can see I've got certain things for when I'm filming, when I'm working, other reminders. Looks like I need to cancel Adobe Acrobat Pro. Adobe will get you. They'll get you on a subscription and then you're hooked for life. I find I get stressed and overwhelmed when I'm trying to remember too many things. Throw an event in there. I don't have to worry about it until that next week. For the app dock, these are my communication apps. I actually hardly ever use the FaceTime app, usually just FaceTime through the phone app. And I actually don't even use the phone app because I use Siri to do that. So one I only really use is the Messages app, but I like how clean it looks. I even posted on Threads and you guys shared a bunch of different app dock options. Apps and widgets on page 2. Widget number 1 is the Water Llama app. You can track different hydration beverages, whether it's just water, energy drink. You can input that and it'll give you a good hydration score. And then on the flip side, widget number 2 is Chronometer. This is where I track all the food that I'm eating, my macros. Widget number 3 is actually rotation. I've got my heavy widget, which gives me a good overview of how my weight training's going. Got a little photo album where I put vision board type photos. And then I also have a verse of the day from my Bible app. We have the Zwift companion app on the top and then the Zwift app on the bottom. I've started doing Zwift again, which is an indoor cycling training, gamifies working out. Back to the top, we've got the health app, whether it's my watch, my phone, or my ring. As I'm tracking my fitness, that information is getting put in the health app, gives me a good overview. Interval, I don't want to tell you guys about this app because it's so frustrating. Kind of like Snake.io back in the day, or maybe Paper.io. You run in a square or a circle, just a loop, and when you complete that loop, you capture all the territory in the middle. And I had a ton at one point, but then everyone found the app and it's just hard to fight off 5, 6, 10 people who are stealing your territory. And then speaking of running, we have the Runna app. I ran a half marathon for the first time this last year, and this app was critical in helping me get a good plan. Ultra Human. So this is the app that connects to my ring. They'll track your sleep, your recovery, your stress, what caffeine intake you should take. It's just a good overall look at your health. I love analytics. I love tracking things. I love data. You guys have seen that in this video and past videos. Strava, which is probably the king of all fitness apps. You can put a lot in here. I can do my Zwift virtual rides in there. I can do my actual outdoor runs. I can do my weight training, everything you possibly want. I love being able to support my friends, and Strava's also recently bought Runna, and you can get that as a dual bundle subscription. Now for apps and widgets on page 3. I love Rocket Money because it gives me a good overview of how much money I'm making, how much money I'm spending, where my budgets need to be, and you can set goals within there. Fidelity, just a good investment account, just trying to save for retirement. Acorns, another investment type app. Fourth Wall, if you guys have purchased wallpaper on the YouTube shelf, I see those orders come in, and then I can also send you guys thank yous. I can look at how the analytics are doing. It's a really great way to host digital products. Mile IQ, for year-end taxes, I need to track which miles I drove that were business and which ones were personal. Tracks it all automatically. View Stats app, you're a YouTuber or you're just curious to see what other YouTubers are doing. You can go in there, look at their A/B thumbnail tests, videos, which ones are performing well, their shorts. You can compare channels. With that, the YouTube Studio, this is where I can answer comments, update descriptions, look at all the stats, hats. Recently, videos have been doing really well. Thank you guys for the support. And then Etsy. I never thought in a million years that I would ever sell products on Etsy. I always felt like it was for cutesy crafts, but I wanted to make some movie posters, which you guys can see in the back. Those are actually the movie posters I made. Threw them up on Etsy and people really liked them, and I started getting requests for custom movie posters. As for other apps and widgets, we have the Blackmagic camera app. This unlocks the full potential of your iPhone camera. Here's your exact frames per second, your white balance, focus, your exposure. Here's the lens you're using. So if you're someone who knows how to use cameras or wants to start practice the settings that professional cameras use, this is a great way to do that. Labbit is another fun photo editing app. This has been cool for creating some more filmic style. I purchased, I think, the lifetime subscription because it was pretty cheap. I also have the VidAngel app, filtering out any content you don't want to see. I have a daughter and she's getting older. I don't really want swear words just being said all the time on screen when we're watching content. And then speaking of movies as well, Letterboxd is a really fun app for reviewing films. If you think you're a film critic or you just want to give hot takes that your friends can argue about, would love to see your guys' favorite movies and what you're rating them. I'm a huge college football fan, so I've got ESPN downloaded for the fall season, as well as Fox 1. Love watching the games, getting updates on scores, and I love F1 as well. Go Red Bull and Max Verstappen, that's my team.
He's gonna make the lunge down the inside!
Now for focus modes, I found that this helps me be at least 30 to 40% more effective when I'm utilizing them. The first one is personal. These are the things that I need. Let's say I'm spending time with my wife or my daughter and I don't want to be distracted by work or anything else. I've got photos and camera, Spotify for some fun music, maps if we're navigating anywhere, calendar to see what's up next, notes because I'm constantly thinking of new ideas to quickly put those in there, weather and journaling. The work mode, this will actually automatically turn on when I arrive to work. So it's location based or geo based. Spotify, Find My, photos and camera. I actually edit YouTube videos not only for myself, but also for the majority of the other time that I'm working as well. So seeing their channels, how they're performing. Blackmagic camera, reminders, notes, calendar, and then navigation. I do have the Google Maps downloaded on my phone in case I need to send an Android friend a pin. I want to be nice, not just send them an Apple one. For the sleep focus mode, so this automatically turns on at a certain time every night. I've got all my battery indicators, make sure everything's charged so I'm ready to go the next day. Calendar to make sure I did everything I needed to today and make sure I'm ready for tomorrow. Settings, weather, Quip. Analytics are so important to me. I literally have an app that tracks my toothbrush and how well I brush my teeth and how often I brush it. I don't think it's updated though because I haven't synced this in a while, so I'm not going to show you that because it'll look like I haven't brushed my teeth in 2 weeks, and I promise I brush every day. And if you guys have any questions about my layout, the apps or the widgets or just anything in general, let me know in the comments. I'll answer every single one of you guys. And if you're interested in the accessories or the wallpapers, those will be in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.